SwoleBenji here. Remember that video where I talked about making 1.6 million silver in under 45 minutes, 1 hour, something like that? It was basically 400,000 silver every 15 minutes. Well, today I'm going to show you in a long play exactly how that works. So let me just show you what I've got going on. I've got 9 focus salts. I've made 9 characters that have done the tutorial. And this is the materials they'll be using. 340 pine planks, 680 fine cloth each, and they will each be given about 66,000 silver for the crafting fees. And then here they have the Adept Tinkerer journals. You can see that the material cost is about 1.66 million. And let me just pop up on the screen here the data. So the material cost, the crafting cost, so it's 2,260,000 silver. And then the time that I've spent to set this up, right, is going to be 90 minutes and then 45 minutes of AFK, because you have to wait, like I can do the tutorial in 10 minutes, and if you've seen in one of my previous videos, I've shown you how to do the tutorial in 10 minutes. Alright, so with that said, let me show you now what all you need to do to have this set up. You obviously need guild islands with tinkerers in it, and I've already talked about this in my other video, so go check out my other video. Just click on my channel name. It talks about getting 1.6 million silver. It's in the thumbnail. You're going to be using these tier 4 or higher tinkerer laborers, okay? Now, to set this up, you're going to have a chest in a house, and you're going to go here to actions and go to access rights. And you're going to put in all the names of your focus characters. So my character's name is Focus Lad. I've got Focus Lad 2 through 9 that has access to the chest. That's how you give them access, but also you need to give them access to your island as well. So if you click this little parchment thing on your island here, this little thing, and you can add co-owners, and you can see that I've added the Focus Lads to the land. Now also, because this land doesn't have a bench on it, and what I mean by that is like a crafting bench, so let me show you what I mean. And before I go, let me just drop off these journals, because they will be filling these journals with their crafting, and that's partly how we're getting our money. So on my home island here, I have a butcher, which it's tier 1, it's whatever, tier 2. It's just the very first butcher you can build. So you go here, you click this little portrait at the top, and then you click access rights, and it's the same thing. Now you can see I have the Focus Lads, all to have co-owner access. Alright, you just type in their name in this box, click the plus sign, and click save. And you can add like 9 at a time, or however many at a time, and click save all at once. I just copy paste Focus Lad, add a number at the end, it's done. It takes literal seconds. There was a guy in the comments that complained that this took forever. It does not take forever. It takes seconds to do. I've added 9 focus salts to do. Anyway, so what you do is you would go to the Focus Lad. You would copy right here. There's a copy to clipboard. You copy that. I'll show you what I'm talking about. And then you're going to go here to well, initially you're going to deposit the money. So I've got 620,000 silver there, and they are going to withdraw that. So let me just show you exactly how that works. So here I am on the Focus Lad first account. You can see that they've already used their premium. All right, so all I gotta do is log in now under them. I've already trashed all their gear, and then I'm gonna go to my SwoleBenji island here. And, of course, kill the bunny on the way. Don't let the bunnies on your island. I know there's a lot of random stuff on this island, but that's okay. So we're going to go to the crafting bench. Click the top, the little portrait here. Okay, and then we're going to go to access rights. We're going to copy this little button right here. It says copy to clipboard. And click that one time. So now we have all of this copied, and we're going to claim it. Okay. Now we're going to go back to access rights, and this button here is import settings from clipboard. Clipboard is what you have copied, and we're going to save it. Now I can go to administration, and I can withdraw 67,000 silver. There we go, we have 69. Ooh, 69. Alright, so this character now can run to the other island. Right? Because he's got his silver. He's got his crafting silver. So we're going to go to the guild island now, which is called SwoleBenji on YouTube. That's where you're at. That's what you're watching right now. I'm SwoleBenji, and this is my YouTube channel. Alright. And then, well, I didn't leave them a mount, so I'll be right back. Alright, so I logged into my main and transferred a mount to this chest. We've got the dire boar. You want something with carrying capacity. The boar has courier, which adds 1,203 kilograms of carrying weight. And because it's a seasonal, adventure challenge mount, you can use this on any level. You don't need a certain kind of Reaver level. You don't need a certain kind of, what's it called? You don't need the adventurer level because, like, see, this character doesn't even have tier 3 oxes unlocked yet because he's brand new. But SBI and their negligence allows us to use these seasonal mounts. So that's another requirement you might need unless you just like walking on foot. So now that we have the mount, we're going to grab the materials and the journals, and we're at 45% carrying weight. We have our money, so let's go craft. Now, right now you can see our inventory is worth 460,000. Alright. And hopefully the bed market hasn't crashed too much from my last video, but I'm just going to check just real quick. I haven't actually looked at it. I haven't, my video's been out for like 4 or 5 days now. Let's look furniture. Let's see where beds are. Tier 4, and okay, they went down by 2,000. Ouch. But have they went down globally by 2,000? Let's see. No, it's just Bridgewatch. Bridgewatch beds are having a fire sale. But regardless, we're still gonna do it. We're still gonna craft some beds because we can always transport the beds. It's okay. We're only losing 2,000 per bed. So that's 100,000. If we craft 57 beds, we're losing 114,000 silver. So, but it's still worth it. Is this still the cheapest? 54, so 53. Okay, we're going to 53. I left-clicked the toolmaker, as you remember from the last video. I've left-clicked the toolmaker so I can see the cheapest one, and it's this guy right here, Hagging. Hagging and Zerini are the two. So, let us go to Hagging now, and he's at 53. Let's see if Zerini has set his, to allow everyone to have associate discounts. Sometimes the merchants are sneaky. Sometimes the merchants will pull a fast one on the cartel, and they will make everyone an associate. And if they do that, then, it's kind of on the down low, but everyone will start using that bench, and then the cartel will lose out. So in this case, it's not. Either way, let's craft with this guy. We're going to hit our focus button down here and craft. We got our journals. I don't have generalist journals because they're all full. Alright, I don't need to buy more. I have so many filled generalist journals. I just don't need more. But you would put generalist journals here. Go watch my other video if you want. And remember, we were at 460k. And we're going to just see what we craft here and how much that jumps up. Also note, we need to subtract this amount. So really, we're at like, I would say 390k. Or no, you would add, so it'd be 530k. Okay, we need to be above 530,000 after our crafting. And that's what we first profit. But these journals, these filled journals, I'm going to show that off in this video. 144 filled journals will return to materials, and I'm really excited for that one. I'm curious. I don't know how to do the math on that one, right? So, as you can see, we've already passed that 560-something thousand we talked about. And it levels the character up. Whatever, right? Alright, so how many journals do we fill? It's supposed to be 36 per character. If I did the math right, it's 32 per character. I'm sorry, yeah. So we're at 27. There might be spillover. I think I did the math right, but it's 32. Look at that, 650k, 671k. And that's it, we are out of focus, so we don't want to keep crafting, even though we have the materials too, we don't want to keep crafting, because that would be a waste of materials. Alright, so we filled 32 journals, and there was a very, very tiny little spillover, and that's okay. But we ended up at 684,000, and we were at, what, 560 is what we needed to be? So that's 120,000 for free in 10 minutes and 5 minutes AFK, but we're not done, because, remember, we have these journals that are filled. Every 5 journals is 1 level up, so that's it's 5,000 per journal leveled up, and then we're going to look at the materials that are returned by the labor itself. And it's going to take 2 real-life days for me to do that, but for you guys, it'll be in this video. I'm going to edit it in. It's all going to be good. Just keep watching the video to the end and you'll see the profits. So now we're going to go and return our goodies to that chest. And this is going to be our profit chest here. We're at 1.66 million, and now we're returning the materials back to their rightful home. Well, let's not do the journals yet, okay? Right now it's 1.85 million, so it's already jumped up. And now we're going to do this 8 more times. I'm not going to show 8 more times on camera. I'm going to skip to when I feed the journals to the laborers next. Just a little bit. Not all 144 of them, okay? But you get the idea, lads. So I'll be right back. Oh, and I forgot to mention too, once you're done, you want to take your character and deposit the remaining silver back into the bench. Also, make sure that there's no items in your inventory, that you don't have a mount on you. Scroll all the way down, hit stack sort, make sure there's nothing in here, and that you used your focus. You're at 74 focus. So this character is Focus Lad, and we're going to go ahead and delete him now so that we open up our character slot, and we're going to do this for 8 more characters. Before I get into feeding the laborers' journals, I just want to show you off how the journals make you profit, because you level up the tinkerers. If you followed my other videos, you pay 1,000 at your house to put down a tier 2 tinkerer, and you use your generalist journals to level it up to tier 4. Now here in Bridgewatch, they're a little overpriced. The average price is actually 35,000 for a tier 4 tinkerer. Here they're 48 because everyone watched my previous video and they bought them up, which you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to grow them from scratch. It takes 5 days on average to go from tier 2 to tier 4. 5 days, that's it. It's very simple. And it takes another 5 days to go to tier 5, okay? So tier 5, as you can see, it's not as much here because, again, my video, but the average is 64k right now. It was 80k before I made that video, and it will return to normal once the video kind of cycles off of the algorithm. But anyway, so as you can see, just from tier 4 to tier 5, which is every 5 journals or 5 days, you're earning basically 20k. It's 20k per 5, and I have 160. So let's do 160 and divide it by 5, and that's 32 times, what is it? We say 20,000. That's 640,000. Okay, 640,000 silver just in these bad boys. And we're not selling the journals. Remember, we're giving them to our laborers. So let me show you what that looks like. Okay. Not all of my this will actually take me 2 to 3 days to go through, because not all of my tinkerers are tier 4 yet. But for you guys, it'll all be in this video, all edited nice together so you can see it. So anyway, here's the this is actually a tier 5 house, so ignore this. Everything else is tier 4. The only thing that's different is there's 3 in here. But essentially, I have the proper, what is it called? The proper trophies. You got a tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, and a tier 5 generalist trophy. Well, in y'all's case, it'd be tier 4. So it doesn't really matter, but we're just gonna give them. And all you got to do is you left-click the laborer, you hover over your filled journal, you hold shift and left-click, it will automatically put it over here on the left, and then you click accept. Okay, so I'm going to show that. I'm going to do this island, and then we're going to cut to the first days of profits. Alright, so there we go. And if you're wondering what these chests are in each of these houses, this is me running different experiments. I think this is tier 4.2 or 4.3 maps. The loot from that, and that's a separate video. Anyway, so we're feeding the laborers, and they will be back in 22 hours with tons of loot, and I'm going to show you that that's even more profit. We already said that was 640,000. Each focus alt was another 200k, right? And then this is going to be like 20 to 30k, maybe a little bit less per laborer. So, oh yeah, and here, look at all these chests are just filled with loot. It's so cool. This one got 1.38 million. That's tier 5 flats. That's tier 5 flat yellows, man. I'm telling you, tier 5 flat yellow zone dungeons are the way to go. That's another video. It's another video topic. Not gonna bore you with that. I'm just gonna show you that I am feeding the laborers. So now I'm gonna cut to tomorrow when these guys come back, and we're gonna collect the looties. I'm gonna go ahead and use the rest of these. I only have 144 or 145 tinkerers, so it's going to take me a few days, and I have 4 more focus alts to also use, okay? Also, the focus alts, they only take 5 minutes to gather up all the gear and go craft it and return and deposit it all and then be deleted. It's 5 minutes. So you make them, you do the tutorial in 10 minutes, you AFK for 5, and then you craft for 5. Alright, so it's 15 minutes of game time, 20 minutes total tops for this amount of profit. It's crazy. Anyway, I'll be right back when it's tomorrow, 22 hours from now, and we will collect the looties. Alright, and we are back, and it's time to collect our laborers' returns. So I've got an empty inventory here. We're going to see how much of value we get, minus the tome, because we always get the tome back. And we're going to fill those up with the other focus alts that we have. So here we go. I'm going to collect this island on camera. Ooh, we got an enchanted one. Look at that. Boom, that's an easy 247. Thanks, bots, for nuking the prices. But yeah, this is a great way to gather. This is one of the better ways to gather and refine materials, I tell you. Alright, and collecting and collecting. And just from one island, we'll see how much we make, and then I will do the other islands off camera. And I still have another day to go, so, because I didn't have enough laborers for all the focus alts I made, so I've got to do another day. Alright. And then you guys, it won't be a day for you, but it has been a day for me. A day has passed. Alright, so just from, let's put the journals in the chest first. And then we will get a nice amount. So it looks like 90,000, but that could be journals. Okay, so we're going to put the journals away. Bloop. And we're at 57,000. And remember, one focus alt is double this. So that's 114,000 from one focus alt that takes 15 minutes of playtime. It's crazy. So I will see you guys tomorrow after I gather up the second set of laborers' bounties. Alright, it's the new day, and before we get started, I actually overestimated the crafting cost, so I had 125,000 silver left over, so I am just going to take that back onto my main. Yoink. Ooh, 69. Anyway, so that brings the new costs to 1,660,000 in materials. The crafting cost 475,000, which is a total of 2,135,000 silver. And I don't know why there's a dot there. Whoops. Let me make that a comma, because that's how it should be. There we go. Now it's looking nice and proper. Alright. Now about the time. Someone griped that going from island to island, collecting the journals and doing everything took a while. And also, someone decided in the comments that they should count, or we should count, the AFK time, because AFK time is still time you have to be logged into your character. So here's that data, which is right here. So I did nine focus alts, which is 2 days worth of islands for me. And that took 90 minutes, which is 10 minutes per tutorial, which if you've seen the previous video, you know how to do the tutorial in 10 minutes. You could actually do it faster than 10 minutes if you're good. Then it's 45 minutes of AFK because each of those characters had to AFK 5 minutes for the boat to appear. Now, for each alt, it took 2 minutes to run to the island, grab the silver, grab the items needed, run to Bridge Watch, and then get to the crafting station. And then it took 3 minutes of crafting, which is an AFK activity. I mean, you have to click a button every once in a while, but it's basically AFK activity. Alright, then on my main, it took 1 minute per island to collect all the goods from the laborers, which we had to do twice because I had 2 days worth. Alright? So in total, that was 2 hours and 6 minutes of playtime, 1 hour and 12 minutes of AFK time, or in total, 3 hours and 18 minutes. So let me show you the loot. Alright, now here's the chest. What you've all been waiting for, that took several days for me to set up and record. Here it is, 4,200,000, but that's not where the profits stop. So let me talk about it for a second. The beds alone, just the beds here, are 3.1 million, and they're currently under underpriced at 6,000 instead of the usual 8,000. And that's fine. It's probably going to be that way for a long time because of my videos. So, but you don't have to use this method to craft beds. You can craft tables. You can craft tier 5s, tier 3s, tier 6s, tier 8s. It doesn't matter. Okay, so that's the bed profit. And then here we can see that the materials profit are 1,091,000. Now, another note about this is that this is the current market value of tier 4 materials late into the survey. It's 6:30 a.m. UTC time, which is when the prices are the cheapest. Okay, so this value will actually go up a bit. But in my calculations, when I did all the math, and I'm going to show you that in a sec, I forgot to harvest one of my islands. I forgot an entire island's worth of people, and I also rounded that value down. So let me show you the math now. Alright, so here's the profits. The beds, 3,100,000. The tier 4 refined material, I put as 1 million. As you can see here, like I just talked about, it's actually more than 1 million, but we're going to go with 1 million because it makes the math easy. Now here's the part that I'm not showing, and that is every 5, one of these things, here let me hide the text, every 5 tier 4 journal that you put into these laborers will level, this is 2 days worth, this is 2 days of journals, he's at 602 out of 1,200. On average, it takes 5 journals to level this guy from tier 4 to tier 5. On average 5. Well, worst case, it's, okay, not average, I'm sorry. Worst case scenario 5. This is 2 journals. Sometimes the journals will crit and give you double XP. So technically, like, so that's 300 and 300. So if I get a crit, he levels in 3 days. If I get 2 crits, then he levels in 2 days. But generally, 3, 6, 9, 12, 300 experience per day, that's 4 days. If one of them fails or you mess up or the game glitches out, then it's a 5th day. That's why I'm saying it takes 5 days to level these from tier 4 to tier 5. Now, as you've seen in my previous video and how I showed, I think in this video, again, for me it's been like 3 days of filming this. I'm pretty sure I went to the market and showed you the value of a tier 4 and a tier 5 laborer. But anyway, that is 20,000 silver per 5 journals that you fill. So that translates to a profit of 1,140,000. And if you've seen my other videos on my channel, I will just open up my mailbox and show you that laborers sell. They sell for extremely high amounts, and they sell relatively easily. So let's take a look at the grand scheme here. The total cost of materials, including the cost to craft the beds, was 2,135,000. Now we're not factoring in the cost of housing and guild islands and all that stuff, because that's something that you do on your own time, and that's something that every player should have set up within their first month of playing, okay? Now, the total profit after the journals, after the tier 4 materials that we got, which are already refined for us, which is really cool, and the bed profits, is 5,240,000 silver. So, if you subtract the cost from that, your profit is 3,105,000 silver. So, the profit per hour, if you include the time it takes to AFK, is 940,909 silver per hour. Okay? That's including the AFK time, which is really good. That's better than gathering, and a lot of people will say that's better than spamming dungeons. I disagree with that, because I can make over 1 million an hour spamming dungeons, and I can easily show you that. I've shown it off on this channel before. I can do it again. I can keep doing it until all the haters shut up. Now, the profit per minute, if you include the AFK time, is 15,681 silver. That's a lot. That is a lot. Can you make 15,000 silver in 1 minute? I mean, yeah, if you do farms. But anyway, so if you don't count the AFK time, which I didn't in my previous video, and I'm not for this video, the profit per hour, not including AFK, is 1,478,571 silver. And like I said, that is not including the tier 4 refined materials, which is actually 91,000 silver higher. Okay. And then if you want to know the profit per minute, it's 24,643. So there you go. That is how you can just make level 1 alts, spend 15 minutes on them, and make tons and tons of silver. So, I hope this educated people. This is 2 videos on this subject now. I'm SwoleBenji. Thanks for watching. As always, be a bro and stay swole. And make sure you return your shopping carts. Look at all my herbs. And oh, I started doing goat's milk and eggs. Eggs are a complete waste. The food you feed the chickens costs more than the eggs they give you. So don't ever do that. Dungeon loot. More dungeon loot. Like, that's another video. Anyway, take care, lads. I hope you enjoyed this one. And go ahead and get you some new emails and some new accounts and start leveling those focus. Well, you don't need to level them. You just power them through the tutorial. My previous video on this channel, how to do the tutorial in 10 minutes. Go check it out. I'll see you in the next one.